Good afternoon, everyone. I would love to welcome all of you attending. Thank you. I am Solange, will be chair today to hold this meeting, and Henry will be our minute taker. Today, we don't have any new participants. Apologies, John Becker. And welcome to this week Workplace Healthy and Safety meeting for 66 Ernest Street Restaurant and Bar. Thank you. The purpose for this meeting is discuss the issue or points for improvement in those pre-report non-compliances procedure happened in 1st of April 2020. To do this is in order to meet the requirement to compliance with WHS legislation, avoid branching the law and get fine or cause serious harm in our workplace. And there's no previous meeting, so let's start our topic we'll discuss today. And the first one will be hazard identification and reporting procedure in kitchen. That's 2 points. One is check all chemicals are stored and labeled correctly as per the MSDS. Chemical room is not checked. And the other one will be manual handling guidelines are posted in the kitchen surrounding as a reminder to staff. Well, and there's no guideline for manual handling in workplace. And the next will be risk assessment and reporting procedure in all areas. Identify the associated risk, the hazard presence. Didn't identify the associated risk, the hazard present. And the next will be determine the consequences. They didn't determine the consequences. And the next topic will be kitchen equipment security management procedure. Gas bottle are chained and secured to the premises. They also didn't check the gas bottle if they chained properly and in the right place. And the other one will be contact details for the on-site security spot desk are posted around the kitchen area, and staff are aware when to contact them. And there's no security spot desk contact number in the kitchen. And the last will be talk about training update. Is there still any urgent item that is there still any urgent item that needed to be added to the agenda?
No.
Thank you. So in this case, we could start to discuss those issues. First topic, hazard identification and reporting procedure in the kitchen. Check all chemicals are stored and labeled correctly as per MSDS. Chef Andrew and Carlo didn't check the chemicals stored and if they are labeled correctly. If staffs didn't check all the stuffs are stored properly and the expiry date, it might cause serious problem, such as explosion. And if the label is wrong and staffs use it in wrong purpose, it might also cause serious danger. And under the World Healthy and Safety Legislation 2011, all hazardous chemicals manufactured or imported after 31st December 2016 must be classified and labeled in accordance with the globally harmonized system for the classification and labeling of chemical. Any suggestions?
For the chemical, I will suggest to reduce our exposure to the hazard using administrative actions. All the staff who are on duty should check it regularly and report it. In this case, we should add a sign sheet to remind the person who is on duty check and sign. However, pay for the professional chemical company to come and organize to check regularly. It is vital as well. Also, we should hold the training section to the staff, make sure each one of them know how to store and use correctly.
I agree with you. A sign sheet will be a good idea to remind staff, and also we can track who didn't follow the procedure. Likewise, training section, it will help all staffs are aware of those chemicals and how to handle them. And definitely, we need to add some professional chemical trainer to our restaurant to hold the training section because we all have different profession field.
Well, and next we should think about who is going to make this action plan work.
I will make the sign sheet and address them in the chemical store area next Tuesday, 13th of April.
And I will contact the professional chemical company next Tuesday as well and seek for the training. Also, we'll talk with them, sending people to check all these chemical labels and store regularly and make sure air circulation.
Any more concern?
Yes, I noticed that we don't provide PPE for the staff while they are getting to the chemical storeroom, and this could be a problem. So I will advise that we should have prepared the PPE for the chemical.
100% agree. And yes, this is a serious problem, but normally we forgot because we work in the restaurant, not chemical related company, blah, blah, blah. And I will purchase some correct chemical PPE by next Wednesday, 14th of April. Thank you. Let's move on to the next. Manual handling guidelines are posted in the kitchen surrounding as a reminder to staff. Chef Andrew and Carlos didn't notice that there's no manual handling guideline posted in the kitchen. This might cause physical injury when the staffs didn't know how to handle stuff correctly. From 1st of July 2018, persons conducting a business or undertaking are required to comply with an approved code of practice under the World Health and Safety Act 2011. Manual text involving the handling of people code of practice 2001.
For the manual handling guidelines, same, reducing exposure to the hazard using administrative action. We should post the manual handling guidelines in the kitchen to remind staff how to handle correctly. Also, should have the same informal training section for all the staff. Make sure everyone has the same knowledge to carry or lift heavy stuff.
We should post the guidelines in the kitchen as soon as possible, and I will suggest that the training we could make it like the online course. We pay for the enrollment and allow the staff to have a professional course and learn some new, and to make sure we will ask staff show us their award from the course.
I can do that. I can do that too. I will make it work before next meeting. And next topic, risk assessment and reporting procedure in all areas. First, identify the associated risks that hazard present. Chef Andrew and Carlos didn't identify the associated risks the hazard present. As me understand, two of them are not familiar with this hazard associated risk. This will be very inappropriate because if they didn't know there is associated risk is this. I'm not so sure who will know we are might in danger. Any suggestion?
In this case, we should give administrative action, apply the informal training for the staff, and make sure they know how to risk assessment and reporting procedure.
This might can be a coaching training from experienced colleagues, but of course we should also call all the staffs gather together and demonstrate to them how to risk assessment and reporting procedure. For example, we could also provide the risk analysis, classification table into the folder in the kitchen and allow them to check.
Good ideas, and of course we should keep observing to ensure they know how to complete this procedure. Moreover, we could visit the government website of WHA's manual text code of practice 2011. We'll have more guidelines to help us.
I would say I can make the informal training work on next Wednesday, 14th of April.
Well, and I can print that risk analysis and risk classification table to put them into the folder by today.
Oh, okay, that's good. Next, determine the consequences. The other one is like Chef Andrew and Carlo didn't determine the consequences. If they didn't know the consequences and to report it, it might cause something serious issue happen.
They probably think they should come up with the consequences. In this case, reducing exposure to the hazard using administrative actions apply. The informal training for the staff let them know why we should think about consequences and demonstrate how to determine the consequences and make sure that they understand.
I agree. If we come up with the consequences, then we will be easy to have the action to avoid the danger fast. I can also address this informal training in the same day as last one on Wednesday, 14th April.
I would say we will also need to provide consequences related this into the folder as well, and to ensure they have the guide could check and read, and to make sure to make the decision into the report. However, I will make the consequences related to this according to the WHS legislation to the folder by next Tuesday, 13th of April. So let's move on to the next. Kitchen equipment security management procedure. First, gas bottles are chained and secured to the premises. Chef Andrew and Carlos didn't check the gas bottle if they chain properly in the right place. If not, it might fall or contain other things, then cause variety dangers, such as gas leak cause explosion. Petroleum and Gas Production and Safety Act 2004 provide a lot of information about gases in the cylinders. Cylinders.
Uh, I believe this is a very danger problem in workplace, and I will say easy way is reducing exposure to the hazard using administrative action. To add a sign-on sheet in the gas bottles room, ensure and remind the person who is on duty to check and sign.
Thank you,
Try our
Carlos.
best to avoid potential danger and could be our priority. However, keeping all a well ventilated area also are very important, and I will make the sign on sheet and place them into the gas of the bottle room.
Thank you. And I will be the one inform them that all the staffs who are on duty should be signed and take responsible. Next, and the last probably contact detail for on-site security spot desks are posted around the kitchen area, and staff are aware when to contact them. Chef Andrew and Carlos again didn't notice that there is no security spot desk contact number in the kitchen. Sometimes we do meet some problem and need professional people to help. So to ensure we have the security spot desk contact is very important.
I would say using administrative action, applying an informal training to all staff to ensure what kind of problem that we can call for help from security spotless, and make sure we do have posted the contact details in the kitchen could be one of the solutions.
I agree.
In this case, we will need to make a training and let the staff know when we should call the security spotless when we meet problems and how can they help. However, the security contact needs to post in the kitchen and also need to post in area where is everyone can see.
Easy. I'll do that. I'll post the contact by today. And there's something I would like to say. Just make sure all the training is record and document in order to track all staff have completed. However, keep observing of the improvement is also important. The last one, training update. Any ideas?
Well, I believe refresh is the best way of training update because it can remind us again the WHS regulations and we could keep it in mind.
I agree. We really need to probably have every 6 months, and it could be like an online course, and have a little quiz in the end to see how's everyone's turn.
And again, I will say that we should keep it in track, this training record and document to make sure all the staff members have complete. Also is a proof that we do have the staff training. So that's everything for today. And thank you.
Oh, and just a reminder, our next meeting will be on the 17th of April 2020. It's around 2 p.m. And it's located at the 66 Ernest Street Restaurant and Bar.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Guys, that was so long.